Welcome at the living, breathing world of the Azafarian Guard. There are several things to make it more living and breathing and evolving. In principle, and this is a discussion for adding some notes in the books. So that's light spoilers, but only in the case of that you don't want to know anything at all about the Isofarian Guard, and all you know is that there is an Isofarian Guard called Grigory. With that in mind, I assume that you know that there is a second guard, and there are specific points in the game where you can branch off and not trigger a narrative node. These I already discussed. For example, in the storybook chapter 1.1, Mountain Pass. This is only Grigory. Place a narrative chip means go explore anywhere but there. That's node 32. Hit the narrative chip node to trigger the story to continue. That is the implied meaning of place a narrative chip on node 32 and move Grigory's chip to node 30. And follow the instructions for the exploration phase. Instructions for the exploration phase are in the rulebook. So see page 18 in the rulebook for more on this phase. This means it's not for nothing. It means that you should go out and explore at this point with Grigory. However, this point is exactly here, node 30. So what I did was go to this path and go to Strofa, where I found, to my displeasure, that the inn was unaffordable. And this brings me to another point. To summarize, this is an adventure game where you are encouraged to grind, but it discourages actual exploration. And to fix that is very easy, and I'll show you how. So for the towns, so these are the enemy index things. Let me see. The towns. The towns have already been discussed in various updates of the Kickstarter. So this is not a spoiler. You know that the town at the town you can buy upgrades, and there are inns. These have also been discussed. Now, Mir, the clay horn, that's the clay horn picture, costs, what was it? 15 sil, irrespective of what chapter you are. And if you're at chapter 1, 15 sil is just too much. By following the path from node 30, you can never get that much money, and money is only gained by defeating enemies, so at the cost of hit points or potions. So to fix that, to make the cities also evolve alongside with your progress in developing the story, write for Mir 3 times chapter plus 3. This means that if you are at chapter 1, just like chapter 1.1 Mountain Pass, page 5, there Grigory can actually afford to rest for the mere cost of 6 sil. So 3 times chapter plus 3 for Mir. The same goes for the other cities. Let me see. Rasdor is the next city. Rasdor has at the lookout inn 5 times a chapter. This means that it costs 5 at chapter 1, 10 at chapter 2, 15 at chapter 3, and the original 20, which was printed at chapter 4. Rasdor is... Where the hell is Rasdor? Rasdor is here. So, assuming that you start at 30, you can go from here, let's do Rasdor. So it would take you alongside the coast, and it is theoretically possible to survive this, because you also have Reba and Fort Stast and Silni to rest. It's theoretically possible to reach Rasdor, more dead than alive, and then you can, by not spending your money elsewhere, pay 5 sil to make a save point at Rasdor. So this encourages exploration a lot, and I think this is campaign 1 is book 1. So you are only... So the bounty quests also evolve, but they evolve across the full campaign globally. So it's campaign 1, 2, 3 and 4 probably later, but yeah, so this makes exploration much more fun at normal level, of course, normal difficulty level. For the next is Reba. Reba is actually earlier accessible, because from 30 Reba is here. And there are various paths. You don't have access to the blue nodes because you need a boat for that, but you can go via Strofa to Reba and via Silni downwards to Reba. So the inn there normally costs 20 sil, irrespective of your chapter, and you can change that by 5 times chapter. So at the first chapter, sleeping there costs only 5. Then we have, and these are what I highly recommend to create a more evolving world, so you have more incentive to explore, which means that you get to know the game better. So I'm not breaking the game or anything. I think this was just an oversight for an otherwise pretty good adventure game. Silni 3 times chapter plus 3. Silni is actually here, very close to the start, but you enter Silni via the narration, but after the narration you can go back to Silni, so you can use this as a hub to go explore backwards. Yeah, because the Frozen Waste, for example, these nodes 1, 7, 9, 4 at the north, these all have chapter 1 enemies, and if you just follow the story, you will the story will evolve the world into chapter 2, making all these chapter 1 enemies unavailable. So Silni, then Strofa. Strofa is 6 times chapter plus 1, so it's very easy to fix. Vrachos or Vuno is 5 times chapter, so it's very simple. You divide by 4 and the remainder you write next to it. And that's, I think, all that you have to do, because the rest is all kinds of Fort Istra stuff. And keep in mind that Fort Istra is very far away at this point, because you're grinding and getting to know the land. Also, to get to the ice caves, you would have to pass the Circle of Sears via red. This is not locked. This is not unlocked yet, so this path is unattainable. And the thing is, of course, let's see, enemy index chapter 1 nodes, 2 nodes, 3 nodes, 4 nodes. Frozen Wastes do have chapter 1 and Frozen Wastes here. So you are supposed to go to the north of Silney and go explore via these nodes, across the wastes, and go down to the ice caves, for example. Let's see. For the Frozen Waste is different. It's ice fields, Mount Nebesa, Reka Glacier. I don't understand, because chapter 1 does not have these entries. So I haven't figured out everything yet. Frozen Waste, Urok. Wait, maybe Frozen Waste is a mini-map. So if you reach this, you have the mini-map, and the names of the mini-map correspond to this. And that's, I think, the way to enter these locations. The one skull things aren't very special. There's a waste prowler here and a dusk stalker. So these are, I think, of interest to hunt for or farm. Yeah, so that's all. I hope you liked it. Bye.